supposed to be. The Holy Ghost is in my broken bones, and heaven only knows what being poked awoke in me. The homes of those who tried to slow my roll and throw me to the wolves will turn out burnt and smoldering. I'm filling the coffins with everything that I wanted, and then I'll drag them behind me so they will not be forgotten. I hit the bottle so often that when I did hit the bottom, it didn't hurt even a bit, but now I proceed with caution, and I've been haunted by...
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Sunday, fun day. Welcome to the Mike Files. This is just going to be a quick one, I promise. Ricardo's coming on tonight, so I'm going to try and save some of this, but I'm getting ready to go out on the bike for a little bit. And I've just been watching this stuff go on. It's just every day. And sorry, I'm all grubbed out. I've been out, running chainsaws, cutting wood all day. So, with that in mind, shout out to my boy Dave Hillsman out there, big logger, boy up there in Oregon, man. How you doing, Big Dave? Hope all's good with you, man. All the nonsense going on. I think we need to get some things clear. Okay, we need to understand a few things here. Okay, first of all, the Supreme Court did not just ban abortions. Okay, what they did was what the choice. It's the verdict that should have happened initially in '73. There's nothing in the Constitution. Okay, now let me get something out there too. I'm pro-choice. Okay, I'm not some crazy. It's crazy on each side. Okay, there's a middle ground on this thing. All right. I think that men need to be allowed to have more of a say in this, especially since we've just been informed that men can get pregnant and men can have abortions, according to what's her name, that testified in front of the House Judiciary Committee recently. And I've played that video before. I'll play it again. And I'll play it after I play the first video that I'm going to play. But here's the first thing that I want to play for you. Okay, this is your chief, allegedly. This is in 2008, and this is the vice presidential debate with Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., whatever he goes by. And he is having a debate with Sarah Palin of Alaska. And this is what he has to say about same-sex marriage. So, for all you out there, especially in the LGBTQIA plus community, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be slighting on anybody. I hope I got them all in there. I got nothing but love for all you people. I don't care. If you're a decent person and you're not doing any harm, I don't care about anything. And if you're not a decent person, then that's the problem I have with you. Not your sexuality, not your gender identity, nothing like that. None of that. Okay? Are you a good person or not? That's it. That's all I give a shit about. So when I'm coming on here with this information, that's all it is information. And when we want to grandstand and politicize things and play this identity politics, I think we need to, everybody's got a past, okay? And sure, people change. But this dude in 2008, this dude ain't changing his mind. It's like the whole thing with like the Uncle Phil or whatever his name was with the duck people that said something about, that came out against, against same-sex marriage and homosexuality and all that. What, like Bill Burr said, what did you expect him to say? Did you expect him to come out and be like all progressive and shit on it? No. This dude, he changes his mind. This guy does. It's not out of conviction. It's out of what's going to be popular, what's going to get him, an upper hand in the polls. How can he politicize shit? So without further ado, I am going to bring forth just a little clip here, and I hope y'all can see that, and we get some volume so we can hear it. But here's Joe Biden on same-sex marriage, and this was in 2008. All right? So, here we go. Just give my dumb ass a second to get this pulled up. Here we go. All right.
Avoid nuance, Senator. Do you support gay marriage?
No. Barack Obama
No.
nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage. We do not support that. That is basically a decision to be able to...
Does that even look like the same dude? I keep coming up on that. It's like, is that even the same dude? I mean, I guess he must have had a lot of work done in those 50 days that he was sitting in that basement because, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. We won't go there, but listen to this. No. Okay.
Left to the faith and people who practice their faith determination what you call it. The bottom line, though, is, and I'm glad to hear the governor, I take her at her word, obviously, that she thinks there should be no civil rights distinction, none whatsoever, between a committed gay couple and a committed heterosexual couple. If that's the case, we really don't have a difference.
Is that what you said?
Your question to him was whether he supported gay marriage, and my answer is the same as his, and it is that I do not.
Okay, so neither one of them support it. Okay, so there's an example of having Democrats and Republicans the same way, the same thing. Interesting. So, all of you folks out there in the LGBTQ, I'm gonna get. I'm sorry, there just keeps getting too many letters. IA plus. I'm not trying to be derogatory here. But all you folks out there in that community, okay? Number one, you do have a friend here in this show, okay? I'm your friend. I'm, as long as you're not a nasty, awful person, it's none of my business, okay? Your personal life is your personal life, and it's not my concern, and I'm not going to judge you for anything. Why would I? I can't. It's not my place. However, you've got these two in 08. I mean, that have obviously made a judgment on this. Okay, now I think the whole idea of marriage is fucking stupid in my mind. It's dumb. I refrained from it for most of my life. I made the mistake of doing it one time. Lasted 2 years, done, gone. Not gonna ever do it again. Never again. It's dumb. It's absolutely stupid to sit there and say that you're gonna be with this person. I mean, in sickness and health, okay, that's fine. You stick with somebody. All right, if they're sick, I mean, but if you're unhappy, I mean, to sit there and say that you're not going to be a different person. I mean, our cells, our cellular structure of who we are changes every 7 years. Now, I've been allergic, just as an example, I've been allergic to cantaloupe, watermelon, and avocado my entire life. Now, the other day, I was up in Billings, and we went out to have some sushi. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just see. So I got one of the rolls at the sushi place that had avocado in it, and reluctantly had a piece. And guess what? No reaction. I'm stoked. I've eaten guacamole since then. It's great. I can eat watermelon again. It's awesome. So, I mean, we do change, right? But our mindsets don't necessarily change. And an old man like Biden, his mindset didn't. I mean, it didn't change. He's still a fucking racist. I mean, you know that. I mean, look at the shit that he said to Charlemagne the God. Look at the shit that he said, in the fucking campaign, saying that poor kids are just as smart as white kids, is saying if you don't vote for him, then you ain't black. Come on. The dude's a fucking racist. He always has been. He always will be. You don't change when you're 80 years old. It doesn't happen. I'm sorry. It's the same thing as if you had Uncle Phil or whatever his name is. I mean, the guy's, he's not going to change his mind. He's going to sit there and quote scripture and do duck calls. He's going to go to Delaware and fall off his bicycle. I mean, it's the same thing. And for anybody to think that he gives a shit about women's rights is out of their mind, okay? Now, everybody's losing their minds over this whole thing with Roe v. Wade, okay? There's never anything in the Constitution. If we're going to follow the Constitution, then we're going to follow the Constitution. It's either are we going to or are we not going to? Are we going to rewrite it or are we not going to rewrite it? I mean, that's kind of where it's at right now. Are we going to follow it or are we not? If we're going to, then there's nothing in the Constitution that talks anything about abortion. And I know this is a touchy situation and a touchy subject, but it made apparent, and it was testified to on the floor at the House Judiciary Committee that men can get pregnant and have abortions. Now, historically, men have not been able to have a say in any of this. even though it does take us to make a child. And I hate to, feminists out there, I hate to break this to you, but it does take a man to make a baby. Okay? It does. And a man and another man, or a woman and a woman, can't make a child. Okay? It takes how do I say this? The byproducts of a man and a woman to make a child. Okay? So people involved in homosexual relationships cannot, in any fucking way, based in biology, natural biology, cannot reproduce. I hate to break it to you. You can take all the hormones you want. You can say that a man can have a baby, but that man was once a woman, a biological woman. So it takes it takes ovaries and a uterus to have a child. Men do not have this. I am sorry. I know. Science is a motherfucker. I know. It hurts and it stings and everything else. But when whatever her name gets up in front of Congress or the House Judiciary hearing, and she says, she was asked, can men get pregnant and have an abortion? She goes, yes. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to mock her, but she's mockable. I mean, just to be so fucking illiterate mentally as to say that. Then you got Biden, he's over there right now just spouting off. He's talking about all these billions of dollars that we're going to pour into all this bullshit. We don't have billions. When's this shit going to stop? When are we going to take care of what's going on here at home? Because we got problems, people. We got problems. We have big time fucking problems here at home. And this jackass is flying all over the fucking globe, wasting fuel, wasting our money to go embarrass us in front of the fucking the whole world. And we just sit here and we want to go out and then fucking burn shit down. Maybe we should be building shit up instead of burning shit down. That might help. If you didn't burn shit down and you sat down and had a conversation with somebody, that might help. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't get all fucking up in our emotions and get all fucking touchy-feely about every little fucking thing that doesn't go our way, maybe we could get somewhere with something, you know? And sure, I get upset about the division. I get upset about the lack of unity. I get upset about the fact that people won't have a conversation because of the color of their hat. Because of the color of their hat. Or their yard sign, or their bumper sticker. Or how they feel about something. Who cares? Fuck your feelings. We all have feelings about this and that and the other thing, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't mean a goddamn thing. When it comes down to it, I mean, do you care about your neighbor or not? You know, I mean, we got this situation going on over here in Ukraine. I don't want to see anybody else die over there. They sentenced those two guys to death. They charged them with whatever the charge was, mercenaryism. I didn't even know that was a word. And these guys they're getting set to go to death, and sentenced to death. And there's some Americans that have been taken hostage, and these are people that were led to believe that the right thing to do. These were people that followed their emotions. They were led to believe that the right thing to do was to go fight for Ukraine. People don't even understand anything about Ukraine. You know, this country doesn't understand a goddamn thing about Ukraine. You want to put the flags on your Facebook page, and you want to fucking flit around and do what's trendy and what's cool, but you don't even fucking understand a thing about it. You don't know I don't know anything about it, and I guarantee that I've done more homework on this shit than most of you all out there have. That's what I do. You know, I mean, most of you don't understand anything about the Azov Battalion. You don't understand anything about, the Donbass regions. You don't understand what's just about ready to happen. And if it didn't already happen today, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to get on there, but I saw this idiot going off again. This dumbass president that we've got. I mean, you might as well just get rid of the president. Tell you the truth. Just no more. Here's my advice. Don't vote. Just don't vote. Just midterms. Just everybody just say no. No, we're done. Let's just call it. because this is not working and it's not going to work. And your vote, no matter which way you go, it's not going to change anything, folks. And no matter how many you go out there and burn shit and light shit on fire and jump in front of cars and act the fool and march on interstates and fuck up everybody else's day, the only thing you're doing when you're out there and you're fucking blocking interstates and shit is you're fucking turning people against you. Do you understand that? Because people have places they need to go. People have to make a living. They got to get to work. They got to get to the store. Maybe some of those people are fucking in the middle of a goddamn medical emergency with a family member trying to get to a fucking hospital. Maybe they're trying to get a child that's having an allergic reaction to the drugstore so they can get, an EpiPen that's fucking $600 instead of $30 like they used to be. And you're standing out there blocking fucking traffic like a bunch of fucking morons. I'm sorry. That shit pisses me off. You're sitting there and you're putting your fucking little bullshit in front of everybody else on the planet instead of sitting down and having a fucking conversation. You've got this idiot in California, this Gavin Newsom, saying he's going to run on the Democratic ticket. That ought to be good. Mr. fucking hair gel. I mean, he just about got recalled in California and, now he's going to run for president. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, judging the political climate in this country and how stupid everybody is. It's just amazing how many idiots are out there. Nobody took away abortion. It's reverting to the state where it should have been the entire time. Now, states have far too few rights anymore. The federal government has been far too overreaching in so many things. If we had more states' rights, more of these things did fall to the state, we would be in a lot better position right now. I know that I can't name a single person I know that was in favor of allocating $40 billion to just go out the window when we are approaching $31 trillion in debt. Has anybody out there, I'm just going to show you guys something, okay? And I'm sure that a lot of you have never looked at this. But we're gonna take a look, because I showed my son this the other day, because he's getting, he's almost 15. I don't want him going out the door like I went out the door, being an ignoramus. I didn't know anything about how money worked. I didn't know anything about finances. I didn't know a thing. I walked out the door and went to college as basically I was pretty much maybe like that far above like a chimpanzee, maybe. I mean, that was pretty much my mentality, I mean, I knew how to, I could work, I was a big kid. I could swing a hammer. I could do work and that, but I didn't know anything about money. I didn't know anything about much of anything at all. I could hit a ball with a stick and I could throw a ball real fast. That was about it. And so I got to go to college. Woo! That's really something. But let's take a look at this. Right here. Let me pull this up. I don't know if anybody's ever looked at this, but this will give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. And this is going to be in real time. All right, and we're going to pull this up right here. We're going to take a look at this. All right, here we go. Okay, I hope you can see this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the U.S. Debt Clock, and this is available for you at usdebtclock.org. Or you can just type in what I put in was national debt ticker. So you see the U.S. national debt. It is at $30.542 trillion, and it is just going up. Okay, $100,000 just went by in the time that we just started this. There goes another $100,000 if you're watching this, okay? It's just like peeling off $100,000 and just throwing it away, okay? We look over here, we've got the U.S. federal tax revenue. That number's going up. State debt going up. Now, here's an interesting one. This is one I sat down with my son to show him the other day. Let me find this one. Okay, we have state debt per citizen is at $3,641. That's nice, huh? But then we have there's one on here, and I'm just looking for it right now. There's a personal debt per citizen is $69,978. Bank interest paid, $31,673,313,400, and it's going up, down, up, down. It's fluctuating all over the place. Total personal debt. Total personal debt. 23.35 trillion. Is total personal debt. How's that? Credit card debt. 1.136 trillion. So these numbers give you an idea. And dipshit just went out there and said that we're going to start throwing out, a bunch more budget items. We've got Medicare, Medicaid going up. Interest on debt. Holy Jesus, that's 437 billion. Do you guys understand the difference between a billion and a million and then a trillion and a billion? This is stupid, it's unsustainable, and it's not working. I don't know what to say, folks. It's not working. Okay? If you think it's working, then you tell me. You feel free, educate me. Sound off. Tell me how this is fucking working. It doesn't look very good when you look at this. I'm sitting here watching this thing, and I was watching it yesterday with my son, and he was just like, oh my God. He just started working at 14. He started working. The kid had motivation. He went out and got himself a job. And, of course, first thing that happens is he gets paid, and we go to get him set up with an account, and his employer's checks are NSF. We got that squared away, but I told him at that point, I said, you're not going to work today. And he's like, what do you mean I don't want to get fired? I said, dude, if your checks don't clear, man, you ain't going to work. I said, let me educate you a little bit. I've been there before. You go and try to cash a check from your employer, and it doesn't no funds? Nah. Yeah, not going back to work. That's the agreement. Look at this. This is what our government has done to us. I'm just watching this number, and it's just, 30 trillion. You can tell with how fast that ticker's going up. And I encourage you guys, look on this thing. Look at it every day. I do. I try to look at it at least once a week. And then you start getting into the GDP, and I'm not going to get into all that because it's over my pay grade, and I know none of you all want to hear about it anyways. Anyhow, this is where we're at. And we're all out there burning shit down, fighting in the streets, yelling at each other, and that's what they want. That's the entire purpose, is that they can keep doing this shit. And here's the thing, is this system doesn't keep going unless this keeps ticking and going up and up and up and up and up. We got these assholes at the G7. Now, does anybody know what the G7 is? It was the G8 until Russia, they were in it until they invaded Crimea in 2014. So I believe we've got, of course, Old Glory. We've got Canada. We've got Great Britain. We have Italy, France, Japan, and did I say Canada or Germany? Germany, I believe. I think. U.S., Canada, Italy, France, the United Kingdom, Japan, and Germany. I believe that's 7. Okay. Why China's not in there, I don't know. These are supposedly the 7 biggest powerhouses of the economies, and China, I think, is probably, I don't know. I know they've got more people, but who am I to say? I'm just a jackass that doesn't get to fly around and grandstand. I can't even barely drive my truck to fucking Billings. I went up there yesterday, and thanks to the folks up there, I got an awesome bass guitar from some people up outside of Billings. A bass and an amp and all kinds of goodies for a really nice price. It was a nice price to drive up there. I think I put $70 in my diesel pickup truck, and I got 11 gallons of fuel. Last year, or when Trump was in office, I was filling my truck up for $75 to $80. Filling it. That's a 38-gallon tank. For $70, I got 11 gallons. Doesn't get you too far, does it? This sucks. It straight sucks. And anybody that, it is time. I'm telling you, folks, it's time to wash our hands of this shit. All of it. I don't give a shit. Trump, Biden, right, left, bullshit. It's all bullshit. Republicans, Democrats, they don't care. They do not care about you, me, any of us. They care about their money. They care about their checks. They care about them and whatever other nefarious deeds they're involved in. And there's plenty of that shit going around, allegedly. You know, it's just absolutely crazy. And anybody that comes out and calls bullshit on it, you know, they get, you know, labeled as a pariah. You know, guys like Scott Ritter that came out and I mean, straight up said no weapons of mass destruction. I mean, he, you know, Biden talked down to him, you know. I mean, the guy's a joke. We all know it. We all know he's a fucking joke. Why are we paying to fly this moron around the country? Did any of you guys approve? Let me ask, did anybody out there approve of what do you think it cost to fly Joe Biden to Brussels for the G7 summit? Not only is he going there, he's going to be he's going to be all over the place. Why? Why can't he sit there in his house in Delaware and do all this shit with a Zoom call? At least somebody could be there coaching him, because he gets up on stage and like he did the other day. I mean, yeah, I have note cards. Everybody knows that. I mean, I don't read them verbatim. I have note cards here in front of me just to try and stay on track, because I have a tendency to, I can veer. You know, I'm like a dog with a squirrel sometimes. You know, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at my note. I mean, I got to come up with a schedule, take care of my Patreon, drop shipping, do some things with lighting in here, you know. I mean, we've got things going on too. I mean, everybody wants to get all wound up about the Roe versus Wade, but no one's saying a thing about what they did with Miranda rights. And basically they said that whether coerced or voluntary, if you're not Mirandized, anything you say can be held against you. So why even Mirandize anybody anymore? I mean, there's really not a point. If you can coerce somebody into, you know, saying something without reading their rights and they don't have any recourse from that, then why even read them? And they're probably going to eliminate that. So there goes one of your biggest rights right there. Okay, because nobody took abortion away. Nobody banned it. Nobody took it away. Now, there are some states that, yes, they already had laws in place. They had triggers. And guess what? If you live in those states, it's going to be your job to do what you got to do to get that changed. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not on one side or the other, which would make me pro-choice, I guess, by default, because I've always personally felt like it's not my place to say. But with the testimony of what's-her-face the other day, and getting that information that now men, in fact, can get pregnant and have abortions, then I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe men do have something to say about it, don't they? I mean, isn't that right? I mean, now it can't be just women saying, like Maxine Waters is saying, well, you know, you're not going to control a woman's body. Well, what about men, Maxine? Because men can get pregnant and have abortions now. Why wouldn't you say that? Why wouldn't you include men in the conversation, Maxine? That seems a little bit sexist, Maxine Waters. A little bit sexist, doesn't it? And everybody's going to say, well, you know that's just it. Well, okay. Yeah, it is bullshit. It is bullshit. Men can't have fucking babies. Sorry. Maybe you have a food baby. You know? Eat too much fucking prime rib. Everybody knows that that's a bunch of bullshit, but guess what? They're saying it. That's what they're saying. And if you don't agree, then you're some kind of a fucking turd. Well, you're just not woke enough. You're not woke enough to understand how men have babies. Oh, I guess I missed that day in school, in biology class. Oops. I guess I wasn't present on the day that they discussed how men have babies, other than food babies. Like I said, I thought about it last night. Maybe I'll go out and just go get knocked up. What fun would that be? You know? Come on, people. This is absurd. It's absolutely fucking absurd. How stupid we are. And I mean, we have problems. We have real legitimate problems going on here. Like, what are we going to do about this stuff? Okay? You've got an idiot. You might as well put Steve Martin from The Jerk in office. It'd be better. it would have more comedic value to it, you know? Or Grandpa Simpson. Let's make a cartoon. Let's just do that. Let's make a holographic cartoon of Grandpa Simpson, and let's just put him in office. Wouldn't that be awesome? Abe Simpson for president. That's who I'm voting for, if I could vote, which I can't. And your vote doesn't matter. Let's get that out of the way. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Period. Doesn't matter. None of it does. It's going to take a grand awakening of all of you out there, myself included, to figure this thing out, because it is not working. And anybody that says it is a fool. Now, there's a lot of fools out there. I can't even believe at these polls where I'm seeing that there are a percent of people that actually are in favor of what this moron's doing. I don't know who the hell that might be. And they don't even know who he is, obviously, because we just got done watching a thing where it said he doesn't. I mean, you don't change your mind when you're that age. You don't all of a sudden have an awakening. He doesn't support if the guy doesn't support same-sex marriage, then you can damn sure bet that he doesn't support abortion. He's a fucking Catholic. Catholics don't support abortion. He's a liar. He is a liar on every single thing that he talks about. Everything that comes out of this guy's mouth is a fucking lie. Kamala, she just cackles. So, whatever. And all the idiots out there that think that she's going to be a fucking great potential candidate, I'll tell you what, no more president. How about no president in 2024? That's even better than Abe Simpson. Nobody. 2024. I like that ticket. Nobody across the board. Get them all out. Get them gone. You know, you want to douche that swamp out. Get them all out. Let's go out there and get rid of them. Kick them back to whatever the fuck it is they're doing out there. You know, they can stop doing their insider trading. When a politician comes up and is a career politician and is all of a sudden worth millions of dollars. Something went on when this dipshit Biden goes out and makes $15 million in 2017, 2018, after the Obama administration is out. They called him the poorest guy on the hill or whatever. Jerry Nadler's right there. Nadler's got to be right there. Look at Nadler's belt, for fuck's sake. And the guy looks like a potato in a garbage sack. He's got the biggest front butt of anybody I've ever seen. And you probably saw that meme I put up. That belt, that was just what cracked me up. He's wearing this belt. I got old belts, right? Like, I got old leather belts, but I work every day, for fuck's sake. Even with doing this, I've been out there cutting wood all day, for crying out loud, working on chainsaws and shit. You know, I'm going to go out and do some maintenance on my little dirt bike, and I'm going to go out there and ride around the hills for a while and go fight some rattlesnakes when I get done with this. Anyways, let's just be clear here. Abortion has not been banned. Okay? So instead of being out there on the streets and acting like idiots, why don't you go home? Why don't you go see what your neighbor's up to? See if you can help them out. Maybe throw some burgers and some dogs on, or if you're a vegetarian, throw some, corn on the cob. Oh, wait, we don't have much of that because it's all going to ethanol to go into fuel because it's, better for the environment. Oh, wait, no, it's not better for the environment. It's way worse for the environment, I forgot. Oh, yeah, and then for those who eat meat, then that's taking away a food source for beef and chicken and, oh, boy. So corn on the cob's out. It's going in your fuel tank, too. Maybe have some lettuce. Oh, yeah, we don't have any fertilizer. Shit. Oh, boy. Maybe go eat some grass. No, we got a drought, so you don't even have any grass. Oh, I don't know what you're gonna eat. Dirt, crickets. Oh yeah, they want you to eat bugs. That's it. Go make some bug burgers with your neighbors. How about that? That's where we're at now. Yeah, I think I'll go out and find me some crickets, maybe some grasshoppers. But there's not many grasshoppers because there's not grass because we got a drought. Funny thing is in Wyoming, we're flooding, or we did. Look at Yellowstone, on the folks up in Red Lodge. I can believe how bad that was. I was up in Billings yesterday in the Yellowstone River. I can believe how fucking high that thing was. But then You know, in the South, we're triple digit heat, no water. But we're going to put 20% ethanol in our vehicles now. That's good. Way to go, Joe. I mean, come on. We're going to wake up, or we're just going to sleep. You guys just want to take nap time, watch Sesame Street, turn on CNN and listen to Potato Head Stelter babble about bullshit that he doesn't know anything about. Listen to Keith Olbermann and fucking Stephen COVID Colbert. Mr. doing a dance about his vaccinations and then getting COVID twice in 3 weeks. Or listen to the Cookie Gnome. The fucking idiot. I mean, these are people that should be in prison, you know? Absolutely ridiculous. I'm just fired up about this shit. It's just so fucking stupid. It's so fucking dumb. Nobody took anybody's rights away. They just reverted it to the state. And if there's a problem in your state, then you fucking go and you make a difference. That's how the fucking system's supposed to work. You want to talk about democracy? That's democracy, folks. That is democracy. If you live in a state, like I live in a state in Wyoming, where apparently there is a trigger ban on abortions, okay? Where they're going to ban it, all right? Now, I've got to look into that and see exactly what this thing entails. I haven't had a chance because I've been trying to just look through every place else. But you need to look on local levels. And yes, I'm guilty of not doing that on my level. And as I said, I would say that, I mean, I'm not going to say I would say, I am pro-choice. I am. It's not my call. All right? Do I believe that there's a point where if a mother is not in danger of, you know, physical harm, that you say, okay, it's going on? Yeah. I mean, you want to trust science? Science says, what, 20 to 24 weeks is where we're at? I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I know people, and I've watched people that have had children, and I've seen kids whose mother, they would feel the baby kicking inside them, and they would play a certain song, and the child would stop. And then I've watched kids, as they grow, they love that song. Now, why would that be? You know, there's definitely a time, I would say that there's a time, I don't know, I'm not a fucking scientist, but I would say that from what I've seen, there is a time where, you know, a child in the womb becomes precious, becomes, you know, influenceable and, you know, absorbed with what's going on outside. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's speculation. I can't say. I don't remember. I don't think any of us do. If you do, you're something else. I can tell you that much. And I would invite you to call in. If there's anybody out there that remembers what it was like in the womb, please call in. I'd love to have an interview with you because you'd be the first one ever. I don't know. All I know is this. The ruling on the whole thing was not constitutional. Okay, so either we're following it or we're not. So let's make that decision. Let's come to a well, where are we at? Is we is or is we isn't? Is there some things we're going to take and some things we're going to leave? Do we need to just wipe the slate clean and start over? I mean, I'm kind of at that point with everything, but I don't know. We've got a mess going on in society. We've got some real nitwits out there. Some real nitwits. And you know what? If people would just mind their own business, it would be so much better. If everybody just minded their own business, can you imagine how much better things would be? I mean, if you were able to just go out and make your money and you could do what you wanted with it, wouldn't it be better? Instead of having violence enforced on you. I mean, when you go get a job. So I told my kid the other day, comes in with his paychecks. He goes, Dad, I got 2 paychecks here. He goes, they took like $55 from me. I said, yeah. Welcome. Here you are. You know? I said, why do you think I work for myself? I said, at least I can make my decisions on that, you know? I mean, that's why when I was employing guys, I always encouraged them to get their own insurance and just be a 1099 guy, because then I could just give them their money, and then however they wanted to deal with it, they could deal with it. I hated doing that. I hated having to write a check every quarter for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, you know, $10,000, $15,000 I'm sending off, you know? And then they're, sending off for Social Security, Medicare, and all that, and nobody even gets it, and they're talking about, doing away with it. We have problems here at home, okay? Ukraine, Russia, all they have their problems. Let's just let them deal with their problems, okay? Let's let everybody else deal with their problems. Let's deal with our problems at home. We got a homelessness problem, okay? We got a problem with obesity, which we might not have for too long if the food shortages, start really kicking in. Which, I mean, it's right. I mean, it's here. I don't know what the store shelves are looking like in the bigger cities because I haven't been to one in quite some time. But I know here in little tiny Coyote, Wyoming, I go through Walmart and there's a lot of empty spots. And it's tough to get parts. It's tough to get a lot of things, especially if they're coming from overseas. I mean, which most of our stuff is because we've outsourced it all because we allowed corporations to take us over instead of being sufficient on our own. And I mean, when we made that decision that we wanted to have all this fancy shit and get it for the lowest price possible and watch these corporations grow, and then they get in the political sphere and they start making decisions for us. I mean, we allowed this to happen. And are we going to do something about it or are we not? I mean, that's kind of where it's at. I mean, we've got all these quote unquote necessary evils. I don't believe in necessary evil. I believe there is evil, but I don't believe that we need to vote for it. I mean, I swear to God, next time I hear somebody say lesser of two evils is why they voted the way they did, I'm not going to slap them because that's physical violence, but I'm just going to turn around and walk away. So anybody that wants to make that argument around here, guess what? That's not an argument. If you chose evil, you chose evil. I don't care if it was big evil or little evil. If it was mini-me evil or big me evil, it doesn't matter. If it was fucking King Kong evil or if it was fucking Wee Man evil, it don't matter. Evil is fucking evil. So if you voted for one of them and you justified it by saying what was the lesser of two, you still voted for evil, dumb shit. Sorry, not sorry. It is one thing or it's not. There are some things where there are gray zones, and there are a lot of things where there are not. And when it comes to good and evil, I don't care. If you're getting in line and saying, well, I'll just take this one because it's not quite so bad as that one, you are a dumbass. You need to be voting. If voting means a fucking thing and it's worth a shit, then you need to be proud of your vote and saying, yeah, I voted for so-and-so because this person is benevolent and kind and caring and going to do everything not only for our own country, but we're going to do stuff to help other people out as well. We're going to bring back all our troops. We're going to stop fucking shooting and killing people. We're going to stop blowing shit up. And we're going to start fucking worrying about like the human condition and the human race, taking care of one another. Now, when I see a politician that's running on that campaign, compassion, love, taking care of one another, fucking feeding the hungry, helping the sick, doing what's right, fuck, I'm 100% behind it. Show me that. Where's it at? Until you show me that, I don't give a shit about this stupid bullshit. It's all a bunch of nonsense. And if you don't think that, then I don't care. I mean, if you think that this voting for the lesser of two evils and well, it's not quite as bad as this. What do you mean? Is that how you operate your house? Is that how you operate in your personal life? Well, I know that this is going to hurt this person, but this will hurt two people, and that'll only hurt one. So it's like, wouldn't you just not do either one then? If you're going to hurt somebody, most of you that I know wouldn't probably fucking go through with it. Some of you will. But for the most part, everybody I know doesn't really want to, purposely go out there and hurt people. Whether it be physical, emotional, mentally, whatever. Show me, a political candidate that has done anything to help you out personally. One that's come over and help you rake your fucking grass up or pick up leaves, take out your trash, clean your chimney, vacuum your floors, do anything for you. They haven't done a thing for you. And they're not going to because all they want to do is just use you up and just keep on doing it. And that's what they're doing right now. This is all been carefully thought out and planned. They want to take us down to nothing, have us be dependent upon them. And I mean, we've got a Ministry of Truth coming up again. Hey, how about that? And Kamala Harris is in charge. Oh, God. She shouldn't be in charge of a fucking gumball machine. Period. That woman is an idiot. I don't care what anybody says. She's dumb. I mean, she's just fucking stupid. And that has nothing to do with anything about it other than the fact that as a person, she is stupid. She is fucking ignorant and just. It's amazing. The vice president of this country is that. I mean, it's amazing that the president of this country is that dumb. I mean, I thought it was bad when I was sitting there watching Sarah Palin. Because, I mean, I was like, oh, God, Miss Okie Dokie is going to be the vice president? I was like, this is fucking stupid. And it's like, wow. But, I mean, she's a Rhodes Scholar compared to Kamala Harris. I mean, at least she can speak, even if every other word's okie dokie. It's better than just sitting there going, and cackling. I mean, Kamala Harris wanted to fucking throw people in jail that had truant kids that were, if they were a homeless family and the kids returned from school, she wanted to throw the parents in jail. That was her answer to it. That's how compassionate Kamala Harris is. Yeah. I mean, you have to look at the past of these people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're going to run for political office, I mean, you better expect to be scrutinized. And nobody scrutinized old Joe because it was so important to get the orange man out. I mean, of the 81 million alleged people that voted for him, I guess you all would have rather voted for a fucking trash can or like maybe this pencil would have, this pen. This is a nice pen. This is a Sharpie soft gel pen. This pen would do a better job than Joe Biden. So I say 2024, vote for my pen. How about that? Or I've got a tattoo machine over here. We could vote for a tattoo machine. Anything. I don't care. Let's vote for an inanimate object in 24. Let's vote for inanimate objects in the midterm elections too. Trash cans, paper towel rolls. Oh, I don't know. A pair of sunglasses. What else do we got kicking around here? There's other things around here. I've got my little Tyrion Lannister over here on my he's on my little light thing. We could vote for him. I can't move him though because he's plugged into a bunch of stuff. He'd be good. My pencil sharpener. How about my pencil sharpener? 2024. Let's do that. I'm going to come up with the most ridiculous inanimate object that I can find today, and I'm going to start making stickers for 2024. And if you want one, just hit me up. I will make some up and put them out there on Printify. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ride my dirt bike for a little bit. Maybe go wrangle some rattlesnakes. Because I can't wrangle any politicians out here. I'd rather not fight with a rattlesnake. I'd rather take a politician out and leave him to the rattlesnakes. That'd be good. So, on that note, I'll be back later, and hopefully Ricardo will be in this evening, and we'll have some super fun, happy joy time. All right, be good at it. In all things, be kind, do no harm. And, don't eat any yellow snow, because we might not have any more snow again. All right, peace out. I made it oopsie.
Rolling in this time, got no film.